Welcome to GameVault HQ. Today, we're diving into the vault to explore one of the most iconic and critically acclaimed action RPGs of the PlayStation era, Vagrant Story. Released by Square in 2000, this game stands out for its deep narrative, intricate gameplay mechanics, and haunting atmosphere. Let's embark on this journey through the mysterious city of Lea Monde and uncover what makes Vagrant Story a timeless masterpiece. The opening cinematic of Vagrant Story sets the stage for an unforgettable journey. The game follows the story of Ashley Riot, a risk-breaker for the Valendia Knights of the Peace, who is sent to investigate a connection between the murder of Duke Bardorba and the activities of the enigmatic cult leader, Sidney Lostero. This investigation quickly turns into a deeper quest, uncovering layers of political intrigue, dark secrets, and personal vendettas. The cinematic introduction, with its detailed animation and dramatic score, immediately immerses players in the dark, gothic world of Lea Monde. Ashley Riot's journey is as much about uncovering the mysteries of Lea Monde as it is about confronting his own past and inner demons. The character of Sidney Lostero is particularly intriguing, serving as both antagonist and, in some ways, a mirror to Ashley. Their interactions are charged with tension and depth, making each encounter memorable. Sidney's character is shrouded in mystery, with his cryptic dialogue and enigmatic motives adding to the game's narrative complexity. One of the most distinctive features of Vagrant Story is its unique battle system. Unlike traditional turn-based RPGs, Vagrant Story utilizes a real-time combat system that requires players to strategically target specific body parts of enemies. This system, combined with chain attacks and defensive abilities, creates a deep and engaging combat experience. Mastering the timing for chain attacks is crucial, as it allows players to string together multiple hits for increased damage. Each successful chain attack builds momentum, making the player feel like a true master of combat. Equally important is the game's equipment management system. Weapons and armor in Vagrant Story are highly customizable, with each piece having specific affinities and statistics that affect their performance against different types of enemies. This adds another layer of strategy, as players must carefully choose and modify their equipment to suit the challenges they face. For example, a sword that is effective against undead might be less useful against dragons. This encourages experimentation and rewards players who take the time to understand the mechanics. Vagrant Story's crafting system is one of its standout features. Players can disassemble and reassemble weapons and armor, combining parts to create new, more powerful gear. This level of customization is rare for games of its time and adds significant depth to the gameplay. Understanding the properties of different materials and how they interact is crucial for creating the most effective equipment. Puzzles play a significant role in Vagrant Story as well. The game features a variety of environmental puzzles that require players to move blocks, flip switches, and manipulate the environment to progress. These puzzles are seamlessly integrated into the game's exploration, adding a layer of intellectual challenge to the physical battles. The satisfaction of solving a complex puzzle and unlocking a new area is a testament to the thoughtful design of the game. The city of Lea Monde itself is a character in the story. Its labyrinthine streets, towering structures, and hidden passages create a sense of exploration and discovery. The developers paid meticulous attention to detail, with each area feeling unique and rich with history. As players delve deeper into the city, they uncover its tragic past and the lingering presence of dark forces. This sense of place is enhanced by the game's atmospheric soundtrack, composed by Hitoshi Sakamoto. The music perfectly complements the game's dark and mysterious tone, further immersing players in the world of Vagrant Story. Vagrant Story's narrative is not only compelling but also sophisticated. The story tackles themes of betrayal, redemption, and the quest for truth. Ashley Riot's journey is as much about uncovering the mysteries of Lea Monde as it is about confronting his own past and inner demons. The game's story is conveyed through a combination of dialogue, in-game text, and cinematic cutscenes, creating a rich and layered narrative experience. One of the interesting aspects of Vagrant Story is its minimalist user interface. The game does not feature a traditional HUD. Instead, all necessary information is accessed through menus. This design choice enhances the immersive experience, allowing players to focus on the game world without distractions. The menus themselves are elegantly designed, fitting seamlessly with the game's aesthetic. The development team behind Vagrant Story included many notable figures from Square, including director Yasumi Matsuno, who is known for his work on Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy XII. Matsuno's vision and attention to detail are evident throughout the game, from its intricate story to its deep gameplay systems. The collaboration between the talented team members resulted in a game that is both artistically and mechanically impressive. Interestingly, Vagrant Story is one of the few games to receive a perfect score from the Japanese gaming magazine Famitsu, a testament to its quality and impact. This accolade is a rare honor, highlighting the game's excellence in multiple areas. Despite its niche appeal, Vagrant Story's influence can be seen in many modern RPGs, particularly in their approach to narrative and character-driven storytelling. Vagrant Story was not a commercial blockbuster, but it garnered critical acclaim and developed a devoted following. Critics praised its complex gameplay, rich narrative, and atmospheric design. It has since been recognized as a cult classic, influencing many games that followed. Its emphasis on storytelling, character development, and innovative gameplay mechanics set a high standard for the genre. One of the most memorable aspects of Vagrant Story is its bosses. Each boss encounter requires players to use all the skills and knowledge they have accumulated throughout the game. From the fearsome dragons to the enigmatic human adversaries, each boss presents a unique challenge. Understanding their attack patterns, weaknesses, and exploiting them with the right strategy and equipment is crucial for success. Ashley Riot's character design is another highlight of the game. Designed by Akihiko Yoshida, Ashley's appearance reflects the game's dark and mature tone. His armor and weapons are detailed and realistic, contributing to the game's overall aesthetic. The same attention to detail is evident in the design of other characters and enemies, each of which has a distinct and memorable appearance. The game also features a unique risk system, where Ashley's performance in battle affects his risk level. High risk can make attacks more powerful but also makes Ashley more vulnerable to enemy attacks. Managing risk adds another layer of strategy to combat, requiring players to balance offense and defense carefully. This system, along with the game's emphasis on preparation and strategy, makes each encounter meaningful and challenging. Playing Vagrant Story today is a reminder of the creativity and innovation that defined the PlayStation era. While its graphics may seem dated compared to modern standards, its gameplay and story remain engaging and relevant. The game's unique mechanics and dark, compelling narrative continue to captivate new generations of players, proving its timeless appeal. In addition to its narrative and gameplay, Vagrant Story's world-building is exceptional. The lore of Lea Monde is rich and detailed, with a history that players can uncover through exploration and careful reading of in-game texts. This attention to lore adds depth to the game's world, making it feel alive and real. Players who take the time to delve into this aspect of the game will find a wealth of background information that enhances their understanding of the story and characters. The game's art style is another standout feature. The character designs, by Akihiko Yoshida, are distinctive and memorable, with a realistic yet stylized aesthetic that adds to the game's dark, medieval atmosphere. The use of color and lighting in the game is masterful, creating mood and emphasizing the contrast between light and shadow. This visual design is complemented by the game's technical prowess. For a PlayStation game, Vagrant Story pushes the hardware to its limits, delivering detailed environments and smooth animations. Vagrant Story's influence extends beyond its immediate impact. It has inspired many developers and games, contributing to the evolution of the action RPG genre. Its combination of deep storytelling, complex gameplay mechanics, and atmospheric design set a benchmark that many subsequent games have aspired to reach. The game's legacy is a testament to the creativity and vision of its developers. Despite its initial mixed commercial success, Vagrant Story's reputation has grown over the years. It is now considered a hidden gem of the PlayStation library, often cited by fans and critics as one of the best games of its era. Its enduring appeal lies in its ability to offer a unique and immersive experience that stands the test of time. For those who have not yet experienced Vagrant Story, it is a journey worth undertaking. Its blend of action, strategy, and narrative depth offers a rich and rewarding experience. Whether you are a longtime fan revisiting the game or a newcomer discovering it for the first time, Vagrant Story promises an adventure that is as challenging as it is unforgettable. Another fascinating aspect of Vagrant Story is its minimal use of dialogue during gameplay. Much of the story is told through actions, environmental storytelling, and sparse yet impactful lines of dialogue. This approach allows players to focus on the gameplay while still being immersed in the story. It also adds a layer of mystery, encouraging players to piece together the narrative themselves. Vagrant Story also stands out for its mature themes and complex characters. Unlike many games of its time, it does not shy away from exploring dark and challenging topics. The characters are morally ambiguous, and their motivations are often complex and multifaceted. This depth adds to the game's realism and makes the story more engaging. The game's ending is particularly noteworthy. Without giving too much away, it provides a satisfying conclusion to Ashley's journey while leaving some elements open to interpretation. This ambiguity has sparked much discussion among fans and adds to the game's lasting appeal. The final scenes are both poignant and thought-provoking, providing a fitting end to the epic tale. Vagrant Story's music, composed by Hitoshi Sakamoto, is another highlight. The soundtrack perfectly complements the game's atmosphere, enhancing the mood and tension of each scene. From the haunting melodies of the dungeons to the epic battle themes, the music adds an additional layer of immersion to the experience. Sakamoto's work on Vagrant Story remains some of his best, and the soundtrack is still celebrated by fans today. In conclusion, Vagrant Story is a masterpiece of the action RPG genre. Its innovative gameplay, compelling narrative, and atmospheric design make it a standout title that continues to captivate players. The game's legacy is a testament to its quality and impact, cementing its place as a classic in the annals of gaming history. As we look back on this iconic title, we are reminded of the power of storytelling and the importance of creativity in game design. Vagrant Story remains a shining example of what can be achieved when talented developers push the boundaries of their craft. For GameVault HQ, this has been a deep dive into one of the most cherished titles in our vault. We hope you enjoyed this journey through Vagrant Story. Whether you're revisiting this classic or experiencing it for the first time, we encourage you to explore every corner of Lea Monde and uncover all its secrets. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the greatest games of all time, and as always, happy gaming.